Men, do you feel overwhelmed by your business? Well, you're in luck. I'm Grant Dowsett. I went from drowning in booze to ocean views, and now I help men who are the leaders in business to go from overwhelmed to overjoyed with my visioneering formula. Have you ever got to the point in your life or business where you think, shouldn't I be further ahead by now? I know that feeling better than most men will ever admit out loud. For years, I thought I was choosing my life. I thought I was deciding on my own habits, my reactions, my behavior. But looking back, I was just running the same internal program over and over for years on end. And still, I slip up occasionally, even now, knowing how the game is played. And for me, the program nearly cost me everything. I used to numb myself with a shit ton of booze every night, thinking I had it all under control and everything was going to be just fine, until it wasn't. On the outside, people saw a very capable guy running a successful manufacturing business with all the trimmings, but inside, I was chronically stuck in patterns I didn't even know existed. I wasn't drinking because I was weak. I was drinking because my subconscious programming or paradigm told me that staying small, staying quiet, staying invisible, blocking out what was actually going on was safer and much easier than becoming the man I actually so badly wanted to be. I even used to go along with everything my ex-wife wanted or said, thinking I was in control by keeping the peace and always compromising. Little did I know I was giving away all my power, losing my identity entirely, and living on eggshells all the time until I was turned into a lapdog she didn't even want to have anything to do with anymore in the end. Anyway, being a full-blown alcoholic didn't help our relationship or do me any favors either. That's the thing about our subconscious programs. They're very sneaky. They don't feel like beliefs. They feel like it's just the way things are. And that's what we tell ourselves just to get by. When I finally snapped out of that life and started rebuilding myself from the ground up, I thought the hard part was behind me. But even once the alcohol was gone, the programming stayed. I worked hard, I pushed, I hustled, and yet I still couldn't break past a certain level in business and other parts of my life. It felt like hitting an invisible barrier over and over. Have you ever felt like that? Like no matter how much you want to grow, something keeps pulling you back to exactly the same spot. What I eventually discovered is that the same subconscious programming I installed during my lowest years was still running my life. It was still making all the decisions. It was still determining how much success I allowed myself to have. I wasn't failing because I didn't want it. I was failing because my subconscious mind didn't believe I was the type of man who deserved to be successful. It continued that way until I was introduced to the man who became my mentor, Bob Proctor. And that's when everything changed. Once I understood how powerful our paradigms are and that they can be rewritten, it felt like someone handed me the master key to my own mind. I started upgrading my internal program. I started choosing new beliefs, new habits, new emotional set points, bit by bit. I went from survival to creation, from overwhelmed to overjoyed. And that's when everything in my life shifted. The money, relationships, the confidence, opportunities, direction, all of it. Here's the part most men get wrong. They try to figure this out by themselves. They try to push harder, grind harder, out-discipline their internal programming, but it doesn't matter how hard you push if it's on the wrong thing. You'll just go further in the wrong direction, still with no clue why it's all just getting harder and not working for you. Because you never outperform the current level of your programming. You can only replace it. It took me years of hitting walls, falling backwards, rebuilding myself, getting back up, learning the hard way and trying to piece all of this together while almost drowning myself in drink. from the stress of it all. And that's exactly why I'm so passionate about helping men shortcut that process, because you don't have to have a complete breakdown like I had. You don't need my rock bottom saga. You just need the right process, the right guide and support. This has now become my superpower. When I coach men through this, I can spot in minutes what took me years to understand about myself. I can see the silent programming that's running your life. I can see the hidden beliefs controlling your decisions. I can see the patterns that you don't even know are there. And once we identify it, we can rewrite it fast, way faster than you could ever do on your own. That's the real work of my visioneering formula. It's not about more motivation. It's about flipping the switch in your head. It's about understanding that your results are never the problem. They're just the printout of your inner program running underneath. And once we shift the internal code, everything changes automatically. Your confidence, your income, your clarity, your control, the new way you carry yourself. And that newfound freedom you experience, I've lived on both sides of this, the stuck man and the free man, and I know how good it is to be on the other side. So if this is ringing any bells for you, the frustration, the plateau, the quiet knowing that you're capable of more, and you're ready to finally act on it, that's your program, your paradigm reaching its limit. And that's exactly where the change begins. If you want help breaking through without spending years trying to figure it out the hard way, like I did, then comment freedom to learn more. You can also get a free self-assessment and/or apply to see if you qualify for a complimentary success blueprint session with me to uncover what's been keeping you stuck. And together we'll write a new program that will make you unstoppable. The links are in the description. Bye for now. From Grant, I literally program you for success, Dowsett.